So what sparked my interest in wanting to do this video is two things. One is colorism, which if I talk too much about that, it would make the video extra long than what it needs to be. So I'm gonna have to save that for another time. However, I do want to speak just a little bit on that. And another thing that sparked my interest is this. So I've been noticing that a lot of Black people are reclaiming to be Indigenous, which is a good thing. However, I see that a lot of them are getting led down a certain path that I can't see it being, I can't see it lasting long term. And there's certain individuals preaching on this, which is let's just branch out and do our own thing and segregate from the rest of America. I see the vision. However, if you're still in the system, it's hard to escape a system that you were born into and that you're still working underneath. Does that make any sense? So it's really hard to branch out into your own thing if you're still under America's laws. I don't see that lasting long term. Another thing is not everybody is marching within the same beat, because you have a lot of people in the Black community that don't fuck with each other. For an example, I was talking to this lady not too long ago, maybe about a week or two ago, and she was telling me that she's Indigenous. Same complexion, she has like soft curly hair. So I was asking her like, where's her family from? And as she was telling me, she was telling me that she have told certain people what she is, and by just the tone of her voice, I got like how she felt. So, okay, I'm gonna try to make this make sense. So, people were telling her like, "Oh, of course you're Indigenous because you have quote unquote good hair and you're light skin and yada yada yada." Just by the tone of the voice, it was basically like you think you're better, and oh, people will see you as Indigenous versus myself who doesn't look like that. And as she was talking to me, she was telling me like, "Oh, you don't have to be light skinned to be Indigenous, or you don't have to have soft curly hair, whatever, to be Indigenous," which is true because there was different complexions here and different hair textures. However, I could tell she was trying to put herself down to make the next group feel better. If you were born with a lighter tone and looser curl pattern, you shouldn't have to feel the need to constantly put yourself down to make someone else feel more Indigenous. That makes sense, because within the Black community, you have people who don't fuck with each other. It's like this dark skin versus light skin type of thing. Oh, you think you're better because you look like this, or oh, you whatever original this, or what, it's just colorism. Another video. But like I said, not everybody fucks with each other like that. So how can you go off and try to start a society when there's so many wounds that need to be healed, and you're working under a system that you want to escape but can't escape because you're not doing it the right way? So, which brings me to this. My chief has sent out something in the group chat not too long ago, and it was very unexpected. I didn't expect to see this. And I asked my Chief Lavelle, because I know you're watching, I asked him if I could make this video, and he said okay. So, although I am not highly qualified to speak on this because I'm still learning all of this myself, I do find it fascinating and very inspiring of what this group of people are doing for their community and their tribes. So let me get right into it. Basically, there is this, you know what? I took notes. Hold on. I took notes. So basically, there is a organization, its own government called FANA, which stands for Federation of Aborigines of the Americas. It is a confederation of pre-colonial tribes. So the tribes that are a part of this confederation are tribes that are located in the US. I don't know how to pronounce all the names, but I do know Lenape, Cherokee, and I'm not even going to try it. I can't pronounce the names, but there are tribes that's in this confederation, and there are some Taino tribes that's in this confederation. So there's groups in the Caribbean, and I think Central and South America all make up this confederation called FANA. I'm getting from this so far because this is a lot of reading. Like, I grew up learning about laws and treaties and all these tricky words that are put into the books. Like, my father knows a lot about this stuff. So hearing it just, learning law is so difficult. So okay. So this is what I got. So FANA is its own nation separate from America. And let me see. FANA is considered foreign, even though the nation is on its original land that is their ancestral land. America finds FANA to be foreign because it's separate from the American system. So basically, it's a nation within a nation, separate from America. So it's not like what certain people are trying to lead certain blacks to branch off and do your own thing. Like, no, this group, these people literally did their research, knew the law, and just, I'm still reading their constitutions and the treaties that were signed. I'm still learning about their cabinets, how they govern themselves, and what does that mean for people like myself who are enrolled in one of the tribes. Because now the reason why my chief has sent this information out to everyone is because our tribe is now a part of the FANA government. So I'm like, what does that mean for tribal members like myself to be a part of a nation that is reclaiming their ancestral land? So it's a lot, but it's inspiring because I feel like they did it the right way. When it comes to fighting the system, when it comes to this government, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm putting this out here. But when it comes to fighting the government, you have to play their game, which is paperwork, tricky words. I mean, that's how this America was basically built on, was just treaties and constitutions and tricky words that they put down, like all the fuckery that was said and whatnot to get Indians off of the land and put into reservations. Like, so much have went down. So in order to fight and win, you have to play their game instead of just, oh, I'm gonna call myself indigenous and just do my own thing. Because you can say that you're indigenous, but to everybody else, they just see you as this person that's just playing Indian. Because what have we been told growing up? You're just an African, don't even know where you came from. Your ancestors were slaves, yada, 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 yada. So that's how they still see you. But when you do stuff like this, like learning the law and actually succeeding of getting constitutions and cabinets and treaties and all the so much to go into that. Like, you had to go to law school to learn all of this. It's a headache, but to do it this way, you get taken more seriously. Like, these people are indigenous. You can't tell them shit. So even though I'm still learning about the fauna and their government system and being separate from America and considered foreign, even though I'm learning a lot about that, if you want to know more about it, like and subscribe to this channel, because then I would know that this type of information is needed and people want to learn more about it. I can also try to get, I don't know, somebody rather than myself up here to talk about it. I'm not really good with live streams. Never really did that before, so I gotta learn really quick. But I do find it fascinating what these people are doing. So if you are interested in learning more about that, like and subscribe. So that lets me know that these type of videos are needed. Instead of listening to certain people, especially on YouTube, I would suggest, instead of going the easy way out, if you really want to claim indigenous, that's who you are and that's who you say your family is, you should take the time out and do your research, find out where they're from, and get back in touch with the tribes. Because it's more, when you do it like that, if you believe in this, I feel like you would bring justice to your ancestors. And it's more structured and organized because now you know who you're from. Like, I'm sorry, now you know where you're from, you know who your people are, and no one is factual. It's like literally legit to really claim, like, hey, my people are from this part of Tennessee, or my people are from this part of New Orleans, or my family's from this part of Kentucky, or wherever the heck your family is from. It's legit, and you have the proof to back it up, and no one can tell you nothing, rather just saying, I'm just indigenous. One more thing that I do want to mention, because I do feel like some people are not going to want to do that. Something that I've been noticing, and I feel like some people, it's mainly men. I don't really see women doing this, but I feel like some men don't want to fall in line with that because they want to be the face of this movement, of this indigenous movement. And I can see why they don't want to do that, because when they find out that they're not the chief of the tribe, or you're not the face of the movement, then I guess, I don't know, it just hurts the ego. And all I can say is, you gotta ask yourself, why do you want to be the face of this movement? That comes with a lot of problems. Although I see my chief, he's accomplishing a lot of things, and I was talking to him not too long ago, and he was telling me people that are involved in the fauna government organization, they're being targeted. So it takes a lot to be on the front line. Like, I literally told my chief on the phone, I was like, I hope you don't go outside by yourself, because some of the things that he was telling me, I'm just like, holy shit. I don't even think I could say all of that on here. But just know, being on the front line is more than just being the face of the movement. Like, you are a target. You could get killed, your family could get killed, people around you, your close ones could get killed. because of who you are. So you should take that into consideration instead of just pretending to be or wanting to be the face of this movement. And also, I do feel like guys who want to be the face of a movement or whatever, I feel like it's like they're missing something in life. Maybe growing up they wasn't the man, they wasn't the man in their school days or whatever, and they're trying to get validation out of something, some type of insecurity, because there's no reason to just want to be the face of something. And it has zero to do with providing or servicing for the people. It's just all about the ego. And this movement, this indigenous movement, does not need any more mascots. We need actual people getting involved in figuring things out and trying to fix everything that has happened. Does that make any sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I think I'm making sense. I think so. In conclusion, colorism, I'm going to say that for another video. And secondly, don't just branch out and think that this is going to last long term, because I don't see it lasting too long. I only see it being just a phase. The correct way is to figure out where your family is from and get in back with that unit. And then we could all figure out what the heck happened back in the day so we could fix the issue. And that's it.